Hello, this is Doug and Adele Calhoun coming to you live from a parking lot en route from the airport back home. And we're going to be talking about spiritual rhythms for the Enneagram and the practice that we write about called Stop. And today we're discussing the beloved fours. And this beloved four is going to start us out.
And hello, beloved fours. Fours love to be together, and fours have a lot of empathy for each other because we sort of live with this awareness that we could be more unique, we could be more lovable, we could be more treasured, and we can constrict around feelings of envy that we're not like others. You know, I'm not as funny as Doug, or as smart as Dave, or as cute as... I'm not all these things. So there's something missing, so I can constrict around what's missing. I can constrict around, well, if people really knew me, they would abandon me. And so we need a practice that helps us stop when we start to constrict and get tight in relationships and in interactions with people. And stop for a four connects them to their IQ 7, the lightheartedness that says, you know, it's possible to feel both joy and sorrow at the same time. You don't just have to dive down. Lighten up. Go to your IQ and lighten up. And your GQ, your 1 number, I go to 1, and this number is grounded and steady and perseveres, and so not so melodramatic and inflating all of the emotions. So today we're going to talk about how we can stop.
So again, the practice is S for C, T for trigger, O for open, and P for presence. And each number has a way in which they experience that. And so Adele gave you a little bit of an idea of the way the harmony triad itself, the 4-7-1, can integrate the emotional intelligence of the 4, the head and IQ intelligence of the 7, and the gut intelligence of the 1. And the thing that fours can often not, I think, be in touch with their body and realize that something's going on. And so the becoming aware, the seeing, is an important first step to be realizing, oh, I'm getting more dramatic about something, or I'm feeling more anxious about connection here all of a sudden, beyond reason for the moment. And that's a place for them to see, wait a minute, I'm constricting around how's everybody responding to me and what's going to happen. And so that's the first step, is being able to realize they've left that beautiful place of their belovedness and are now grabbing something out there to give them value. So that's what they need to begin to observe, all the signals that they're in, starting to constrict around their lostness.
And their triggers, so C, and then the triggers can be, as I've already mentioned, fear of being abandoned or fear of missing out. And all of a sudden something tightens up in you, and rather than being open and receptive to what is happening, there's this inner constricting of the flow of freedom, of love, of caring for people. And so once you see and name a trigger, then the practice is to open your heart, open your head, and open your gut, open IQ, EQ, GQ.
And frankly, for all of the numbers, at this point, one of the things that can help you take advantage of the way God has created you, as soon as you see the trigger, S and T, then you take a big, deep breath, and maybe 2 or 3. Because what that does is it signals to your body, okay, wait a minute, you've somehow gotten on alert, but this is a relax, open gesture. And so taking a big, deep breath begins to help you see, okay, wait a minute, what are all the other emotions that are going on here, and what ones are not quite so accurate, what ones are worth noting, but also, what am I thinking? How can I get perspective on this? How have my catastrophic thinking as a 4 sort of run away with me, and what are the possibilities here that I just am not aware of right now? How can I open that IQ?
And the GQ, opening the GQ, is, as Doug said, the body breathing into those places of anxiety, breathing into those places of tension. And, what would happen if I breathed into being ordinary, or I just breathed in to receive what is missing? What could happen? What freedom could I have?
So that's the O, opening. And then that leads you to the wonderful gift from God, which is presence. It's actually the only place we fully experience God's love for ourselves, and it's the only place we can give it to others. So when we're present, we're able to actually sort of own what's happening at the moment and receive it for all that it is and isn't, and be able to trust that in this moment, in this scenario, in my present being, I am enough. That's the good enough is good enough from the 1. There are still joy in this situation from the 7. And there's all this beauty and wonder and meaning that the 4 is naturally going to bring to the moment. And from that very place then comes this well of love and care that they will bring to the world in all kinds of creative ways.
And when we as 4s can stay in the moment rather than following our anxiety into the future or following our fear of abandonment into the future, if we can just stay with what is, we can have an equanimity and an ability to be with people who themselves are triggered and be an unanxious presence that can really listen deeply. And so for my fellow 4s, I just want to say we can have equanimity, and we don't have to live with all of that drama and inflated feelings following us around all day long.
And I can just attest that one of the reasons why so many people have come to Adele for counsel is she has, when she's in that centered space, she has this place of holding all these various things in a way that then enables other people to sort them out. And that's the gift of 4s, beloved 4s, when they practice stop. They come back to that place and they offer it to the world. We're so glad you've been able to watch. Hi, Vicki and Celeste. Glad you're here. And for all those that watch in the future, bless you. Hope you enjoy it. We hope if you are liking these particular videos, these FaceTime Lives, that you'll comment on them if you can, and then please share them with your friends on your Facebook. And as always, if you like our book and haven't maybe written a review or anything, check into Goodreads or Amazon and write a note about how fabulous this book is. But we hope it is a resource to you in your journey with God. So take care, go with God.